Today, I'm going to tell you my 12 favorite tools that I use almost every day when I run my business. Before I get into those 12 tools, I want to make sure that you are trying to build your personal brand in as many ways as you possibly can. And I want to make it easy for you when it comes to contributing to be a writer in popular online outlets. I've done all of the research for you. Visit 16places.com to get 16 popular websites that are accepting contributors right now. You will also get ideas that they want from you, different things that they want contributors to write about, and you will get the contact information at every single one of those outlets of who you need to pitch and say, hey, I just wrote an article on this, check it out, let me know if I could be a contributor. This is a surefire way to guarantee media coverage at least once a week. I did it for Inc. magazine for a couple of years. It was super successful for me when it came to building my personal brand as a member of the media who helps people like you build their personal brands by using media exposure, not advertising. So check that out at 16places.com. I'm going to leave a note for myself right now to make sure that I put that link in the show notes of this podcast and the description for this video. Okay, let's get into it. The 12 tools that I use almost every day to run my business. The first one is Agorapulse. Agorapulse is what I use to schedule everything on social media. So with Agorapulse, you can not just schedule things on all of the social media channels, including TikTok. That is new to Agorapulse, so you don't even need to sign on TikTok. Lord, I could go down the rabbit hole on TikTok, and it's like I don't come out for hours later. TikTok is so addicting. So you can just get on there, schedule things so you don't need to actually get lost in social media. And then you can also manage your comments, manage your messages in Agorapulse. This is what I use for not just myself, but also for my clients on Facebook and Instagram. I very rarely need to sign in to their actual accounts because I can see everything right there in Agorapulse. The second tool that I use is ConvertKit. ConvertKit does two things for me. One, it will create a lead page for me so I can collect email addresses. And two, it will email those people after they're tagged. So say I have somebody who is interested in the media mentoring program. If they sign up, they will be tagged with the media mentoring program. So I know not to tell them about that later if they've already joined. Maybe I have somebody who joins my email list who is interested in becoming a contributor, like I mentioned at the top of the show. They want to be a contributor online, so they are tagged with contributor, so I will only send them things that is relative to building their personal brand online. Things like that. So ConvertKit not only captures the email, it gives me information about you so I know that I can send you relative things in the future, and I can email you anytime I want. I love ConvertKit. I am going to link to all of the tools that I mentioned, but ConvertKit specifically, you can try it for 30 days for free. They have set me up with a unique link for you, so you can try it for a month for free, see how you like it. And then if you want to switch from another, like Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact, whatever, if you want to switch from them to ConvertKit, use my link and they will do all of that work for you, so you don't have to worry about the tech stuff. Number 3, oh my gosh, I say this tool is like my hobby. I love it. That's Canva. Canva is so fun for me. I don't just use it professionally, but I use it personally. So Canva is getting so smart. It used to be just like graphic design, like Photoshop for dummies, but it's turned into so much more. They have animation. They have video. You can use it for free. I have the Pro account. If you have a Canva Pro account, you do not need stock photos. That's all in there. You don't need stock video. If you have unique branding, like you have a unique font that is maybe not in there, you can add it in there. You can find any color in there. It's wild, all of the different things you can do in Canva. Lots of people I know, like they edit videos, they edit podcasts in there. You can do a lot with Canva. With my link, you can try the Pro version for free for a couple weeks. So check that out. I am linking to something that'll help you with that. And then we have the SwitchPod. So the SwitchPod is something that I use to shoot videos with my phone, whether it's for a quick Instagram story, or I'm going out with my friends, or I'm going out with my family. It is something that Pat Flynn created, and you can use it as a selfie stick or as a tripod. I use it as a tripod. I don't really ever use it as a selfie stick, but you can, because you hold your arm out and then you get even more length with the SwitchPod. Love the SwitchPod. If you're somebody who likes to create content, video content, or even just images, you're gonna love the selfie stick, the SwitchPod. It's like a selfie stick on steroids because it turns into a tripod. It's pretty freaking cool. Another tool that I love is Teachable. So if you are somebody who has joined my bootcamp, Pitch Publicity Profit, if you're in the media mentoring program, you have seen what Teachable looks like. Teachable is where I house all of my online education. It makes it super easy for you to go through, and it makes it easy for me to see what you've done. So if you're somebody who wants to create an online course, online education, you can start with Teachable. Like I think they may, if they don't anymore, they did used to have a free version. They may still, but they have a ton of different versions that you can use, but it just makes everything so clean and easy to follow. They have a checkout there. You don't need to use anything from a third party. It's like drag and drop easy. I also use something called GrowBots. I've used GrowBots for years, and I can thank GrowBots for bringing me my biggest client to date. So GrowBots it's not like ConvertKit. Yes, it's email software, but it's not like ConvertKit in where you join my list and I email you with things that would interest you. That's why you join my list. GrowBots finds people that I want to send just one email to. I'm not adding them to any subscription list, but say I want to reach out to all of the restaurants and hotels in South Florida, and I want to tell them, hey, we're working with restaurants and hotels in South Florida. This is what we can do for you. Let me know if you want to have a conversation. So instead of hiring an outbound salesperson to do all of the work of finding the information, finding the right person to contact, and emailing them, GrowBots does that automatically. Before you send anybody an email, you get to look at who the person is, what their title is, where they work. So if you want to reach a lot of people in a certain niche with something and you just want to email them once or twice and not subscribe them to a list, then GrowBots is going to help you. It does all of that research for you and makes it possible for you to email them. SEMRush is another tool that I like for SEO. Now, SEMRush, it's very complicated. It has a lot of bells and whistles. It has a lot going on if you're somebody who uses Google Ads. If you're like really into SEO, like the nitty-gritty confusing tech stuff. That is what I originally used because it was introduced to me by Brandon Gailey. He is the host of The Blogging Millionaire. Since then, Brandon Gailey has created his own software called RankIQ. RankIQ is something I love for SEO. I would recommend this to anybody who creates any kind of content because RankIQ does something that all of the other ones don't. And what they do is they take into account your website and your domain authority. So a lot of times, like for example, with SEMRush, I'll tell it, I want to rank for marketing podcast. And they'll say, okay, well, to rank for marketing podcast, this is what you should call your blog post. This is what you should include in it, yada, yada, yada. But with RankIQ, it'll tell you, don't try to rank for marketing podcast because of where your website is right now. It's very difficult. Instead, try to rank for public relations podcast. And to rank for public relations podcast, you can use this title and these keywords, and then you will get an estimated of this many visitors in a month. And it is kind of hard to rank, but for you, because of your domain authority, you could get there in about 6 months. Like, it just makes it so much personal for the beginner blogger or for that blogger that can't compete with the bigger guys, which I feel like is most of us. It's hard to compete with everything going on the internet. Okay, I have 4 more, and these next 4 are online courses that I cannot recommend enough. The next two, Power Up Podcasting and Amped Up Podcasting. These are courses from Pat Flynn. Power Up Podcasting is the course that I took to launch this podcast. Something I like about this course is it tells you not just how to launch a podcast, but it goes step by step to where you can't go to step 4 unless you've completed step 3. Because step 4 is impossible unless you've done what you need to do in step 3. So like if you go through this course, you will have a podcast. It's not one of those situations where you go through a course, you don't do anything, nothing happens. Like if you make it till the end, you will have a podcast. And then Amped Up Podcasting comes after. He teaches you how to automate, market, and profit off of your podcast. So yeah, great, you have a podcast, but how are people finding it? How are you getting it done? How are you making money off of it? That sort of thing. And then the next two I actually just added because these are online courses that I just bought from Justin Welsh. If you are on my email list, I've already sent you links to these online courses. I'm not sure how I found Justin Welsh. I think it was on Twitter, but he is like a wealth of information and his content is insane. So of course, I had to buy his 2 courses. One of them is the Content Operating System, and he pulls back the curtain and explains how he creates his content. And it's amazing. It's super helpful. I feel like the best way to learn from somebody is to talk to somebody who's already been there, done that. And with Justin Welsh, he has with his content. His engagement on Twitter and LinkedIn is insane, and anybody in business would be thrilled to have that kind of engagement. So with his content operating system, he's telling you how he does it and how you can do it too. Followed up by his LinkedIn operating system. He has done amazing on LinkedIn. Something I like about him is he is a solopreneur. He is a one-person business and he's making a shit ton of money. So you know he's the real deal, and a lot of his leads come from LinkedIn. So he made a course explaining how he makes so much money organically using LinkedIn. I literally just finished this course last night. Yesterday, as I'm recording this, I redid my banner image on LinkedIn, my featured section, my about section, my headline, and I am so impressed with what he's built on LinkedIn. I really feel like the next thing he's going to build is Twitter. Not sure, but maybe he should because he's amazing on Twitter as well. But what he does on LinkedIn is so impressive that if you use LinkedIn to prospect clients or to try to get clients to come to you in an inbound marketing method, then you are going to love the LinkedIn operating system. So to bust through those 12 tools that I use, number 1, Agorapulse, that's for social media. Number 2 is ConvertKit, that is for email. And then number 3 is Canva. Love Canva for anything visual, images, or video. Number 4 is the SwitchPod. If you're creating content and you need a selfie stick or you need a tripod for your phone, you can actually put anything onto it. I just use my phone. I keep it simple. Check out the SwitchPod. And then we have Teachable for online course management, GrowBots for outbound email to those prospective clients, SEMRush for like crazy in-depth SEO, Rank IQ for blog post SEO for where you are now on your website, Power Up Podcasting to start your own podcast, Amped Up Podcasting to amplify, to amp up your podcast. And then we also have Justin Welsh's course, the Content Operating System when it comes to creating content, and the LinkedIn Operating System for being a freaking genius on LinkedIn. Those are the 12 tools that I use personally that I know I can recommend to you. I am linking to those. Some are affiliate links, some are not. You can get those on the show notes for this podcast. You can get them on becomeamediamaven.com, and you can get them in the description of this video. Don't forget to visit 16places.com to get those 16 places, the story ideas, and the contact information so you can become an online contributor and start building your personal brand. Thank you so much for joining me here on another episode of Become a Media Maven. I will see you again soon.